Okay, time for the Unconquered film review of the offensive side of the ball for Florida State against Virginia. And one thing that stood out right away, Tommy Castellanos was not nearly as dynamic in his stop start as he had been previously. Now, you'll notice here, he's wearing a sleeve on that leg. That sleeve came off later. I think he kind of felt constricted. But right here, you can see that push off is not as dynamic off that left side as he had been previously. That's where you start to see the difference. Right there, he's kind of ginger off that left side. And it definitely made a difference in this game. That's one of the reasons why they threw it a little bit differently, a little bit more with him. But you could see that they were trying to protect him a little bit. Say center for the in the rare context there actually could have gotten a better block. I mean, this looks like normal Florida State offense for what they've been all season. This is very close to a pick six. He's just wrong here. I don't know what he's seeing, but he's wanting to get this out here. This is a very dangerous throw. You cannot get this out when you've got this. This should have been a handoff all along. Like this is an RPO. He's outside the box here. That ball's got to be handed off. And if he throws this on this, there's a very good chance he gets underneath it and takes that on a pick six. That's a bad read. I mean, you got 5 in the box here. This is a run read the whole way. What is he thinking? He's lucky that got batted. So second, take what you get out of the run. Got some guys in the box, but you recognize the coverage. I think this actually might be, this is a quarterback run all the way. It's a called quarterback run. And now you're going to get your pass interference call. That is a weak pass interference call. This gets called maybe once a year, and I doubt, this was, oh. I mean, you got to teach him not to get his arms extended, but DB is meeting him with pressure there. I think that's a bad call. The indicator is the arms extended, and that's why it gets called. But you notice he doesn't call it. That's a tough one. So now you get third down. And there's just nothing there. The best you're going to do is try to hit this. And, I don't like that with the layer here. So it's fine. But that interference call kills your drive. I think that's a bad call, honestly. And I'm usually inclined towards favoring the offensive pass interference. Little screen here trying to get the ball to your guy, and they're going to call this hold here. That's really tight calling that. I don't agree with that call either. I didn't realize either of those calls were that close in the first watch, but that's pushing it because he's inside. Boy. Now this one actually is more of a throw read. So he's misread this twice now. He's got this read on the inside on the glance. That should have been a throw read. He gives it, and then you get your fumble. So everything has gone wrong out the gate, from 2 bad calls, or at least marginal calls, to now you fumble. Now you're down 7. And you're getting your single coverage here, and this is just easy. And with this guy, he's gonna get people playing over the top of him the rest of the season. Everybody knows how fast he is. That's easy, guys. That's stealing. If he's gonna catch that consistently, you're gonna get that a lot. Put the ball away. Now that was a really close one too. I mean, that was very close to a catch and fumble, and this could have been, almost defensible. But it's the right call on their part not to turn that into that, not to make that a fumble. So credit for them for getting it right that time. Here you get just counter. Nice kick out here. Yeah, now he gets the proper pass read. I think they came in expecting Virginia to come downhill like that, which is why he went pass read early, but he misread it early. I think Virginia gamed him early. Boy, Pettis is a beast. And I'm going through this faster than I went through the defensive side because there's just more to look at. What is he? Okay, this one, it's a poor throw in terms of how he's got his arm and his body out of sync. This is wide open. It's open now. Get it out now. That's late. But notice his body is sliding this way. And then he's kind of got his arm going this way, and he's slashing around his body, throwing it out there. That's a lazy throw. He should be right now getting himself oriented to get his body sliding here and drive that football into this space. And instead, he just kind of leaks that out. That's just a very poor throw. This is a false start that they missed. And very poor officiating early on. Couple that hurt Florida State. This is one that should have been called that helped them. That was a definite, I think it's false start, not a, well, I don't know. They're right. They got it right. I was wrong. He starts early, and then that's what starts the movement. So that's offsides all the way. Good call there. So just a couple calls that hurt Florida State. From the other angle, it looked a little different. Nice run here by Holmes. Very good on the inside by Pettibone and the guards. Look at that. This right here, working their way. You get inside, seal him inside to the guard, and then upfield. That's pretty good. Good solid run. And then again, just run to daylight here. This is Pettis just winning here on the outside, and Medley winning here on the inside, and their backer gets out of position here, and then just run to daylight. Very good run by Holmes. So the backer here really should be, I think, playing to this gap, and that's where Holmes ends up. But this win right here is what springs it. Nice run by Holmes. Now you get down on the inside here, and this is one that scores. I mean, you got the block here. You're going to get your one-on-one, and he's going to sprint to the sideline. But this is one where going sidearm brings that down actually, and you've kind of got to feel this. And a lot of times you pump this, so you get it out elsewhere, and this is just bad luck. Beyond that, but that changes everything in this game. If you're even able to bat that down, live to see another play, and you're fine. This again, you can see the difference in the explosiveness. Trying to go off that left foot, he just does not explode forward with the same burst that you saw, say, on this same play against Alabama, right? So this is what they ran first play against Alabama, and against Alabama, he's up that sideline in a blink. And here, he's just not as... You see that he's kind of laboring to run without the same lightness and explosiveness through that left foot. Wow. Offensive line just dominating here. And, decent run there from your freshman. Now this time, offensive line misses one, and the freshman still gets some yards after the play. This should have been... They're trying to get up here. This should have been blocked. Great contact balance from Usman Kroma. Boy, that's a tough cover. Very Johnny Wilson vibes, but a better, smoother athlete. It's going to be another guy that's going to be hard to replace next year. It's going to be very difficult for this offense to be as good next year without that kind of freak on the outside. I mean, you got Danzy, as long as you can keep him healthy and, out of the Olympics, basically. But replacing Deuce, who I think is a much better NFL prospect than Johnny was, is going to be very difficult. Pretty good job by Virginia's defensive line here on the interior, muddying this up. Back has a lane here, but you lose right here. This is Richie Leonard. It's Richie Leonard, and defensive tackle wins there. It's a good play. Now they go direct snap. This is true Wildcat. Actually, it's not Wildcat. They're in standard balance formation. So either way, pretty straightforward run. And this time Leonard wins on the misdirection, and they can knock that in. So now they get the turnover. Kroma gets the first carry. They bottle this up. Honestly, I think Kroma should have pushed this a little bit more here to be able to come back with a little more leverage. Boy, that's a scary angle with his knee at that point. Get some speed on the edge. But here, I want you to pay attention to the gait of Castellanos here as he's coming out. You can see a little bit of a limp on that left side. And I think that was a big difference in this game, especially early, in terms of his lack of explosiveness. Now here, he's still fast enough and still explosive enough, but I think normal, he probably scores on this play. I mean, you're only looking at a couple yard difference, but again, the explosiveness is just not quite the same. This is, by the way, the same thing that that we saw Chandler Morris score on for Virginia. I mean, a lot of carbon copy stuff happening on both sides, and getting the end man on the line of scrimmage, just not accounting for the quarterback, and the quarterback out there running easy. But again, you see he's dragging that left side. He's maybe 60%, 70%, and then you get the direct snap to your tight end. Boy, that center guard on the interior for Florida State's pretty good right now. Once again, just winning on the center guard. Just got to stay healthy there. That's going to be where the game is won or lost on the offensive side against Miami of Florida, I think. So I don't like the spinning out here again. That's a kind of a lazy throw, but puts it in there. Location's very good. The hand talent for him at times is more impressive than you'd expect. It's good play. And again, watch the interior here. Everything very much outside zone action with that jet, but then you're getting the counter coming back. This is really good quarterback counter action. Nice block by the H-back coming back. And you can see there, he's got to roll over again because he can't come up on that left side. Right there. He's, you know what? I'm going to wait a second. Gus loves this kind of sprint draw. You feel like actually this might have been able to go a little further if he cuts that outside, but I might be wrong. I like the instinct they built into the backs to just go north-south, so no complaints there. So this should have come out right now. He's got his guy right here. The issue is if you don't feel comfortable throwing this, if you're going to be off on your location at all, that's an easy pick. So you don't throw it. And he just, lives to see another play. I'm fine with that. He doesn't feel confident in that throw coming across the grain, so that's fine. Get it out, live to see another play. So now you got 1st and 10. What was that? 3rd down on that one? Yeah, 3rd down. You get your 1st down. Running the football. And he's just not quite feeling the same. You see him shying away from contact. He's in protect himself mode as a thrower. You can definitely see he's playing hurt and feels it. He's not wanting to even drive and put that weight on that front foot. Let's see if there's anything else here. It's a shot. Now you should potentially call holding, defensive holding right here. And actually the place where I'd like to see him go is right there. Against this look, too deep, I don't like him trying to hole shot this quite so far down the field. The place where you got it is right here. This is one where you put this right up in this area. And that's either a defensive holding or you got to win. Got your one-on-one, trust your slot. Very good by their defensive tackles here, by Virginia's defensive tackles. Their guard center guard here aren't able to get any movement, and you see the backer coming in, triggering well. Really good job by Virginia's defense, not quite so dominant from Florida State's offense. So you get your second down, and they're running a speed option look. Actually, this is quarterback. What is this? This is quarterback counter read. So it's got to actually toss read. So that's not speed option. This is counter read. Got that little toss action out there. And if they play that, then you're going to come back in on the inside. Clemson with Deshaun Watson did this a lot. Auburn did it a lot back with Gus, of course. So you got your switch concept. Nice choice on the throw. It's actually pass interference. They don't call it. That was pretty consistent on the night. A couple they could have called on both sides, but they were pretty consistent letting that go. Nice catch. Defensive tackle getting another win here. And the back actually needs to peel off this just a little bit more to hit here instead of straight up upfield. So just a little vertical read route, it looks like, vertical choice. I think this is just verts and then sit it down if he's capped. So yeah, nice mutual read. Good job by Squirrel White and quarterback getting that out. 3rd and 1. Hand it off, and you just keep getting that stuff because your offensive line keeps winning on the inside. Medley's really good. Got counter. Quarterback gets smashed. And you notice he shed the sleeve at this point. And Chroma he is just really special when you get him back in these situations. And since they're not running counter all the time now, they're getting good looks against fronts when they do run counter. Teams aren't just spending all week working on different ways to stop counter. All right. So you got inside zone, bounce it. And the contact balance is just so special. Boy, they've been really good about maintaining a guy on the edge to handle the quarterback here. And this is a give read to me. So he's slow playing this, and I think you hand this off. But his shoulders are flat. That should be a give read. But Tommy's confident he can beat him out to the edge, and then he can't. So, but this is one where I think if he's feeling fully healthy and he's able to burst to the outside like he often does, then that might actually be true that he could get out there. But I don't think that's true with him, how he's looking and feeling at this point. So here you have the 3rd down, and once again, the edge here does a great job getting to it. And this is basically inverted veer with a jet. Quarterback's coming up here. So actually, let's see. It's not true veer. So you got quarterback read. It's almost like a bash. And that's where you miss your field goal. Once again, you're just getting space on the inside because you're mostly winning against those tackles. This is their backup pair. You can tell the difference. And Chroma here, again, the ability to just fall forward, get the first down. You get your jet to Danzy. And he just makes things look easy. It's like John Capel at Florida, or Schwartz back when he was with Gus. You get that true track speed out there. It's different. That's the read he wants. So this is what he thought he had earlier, and he does a good job of getting this out before the hands can get up. Danzy's got to catch that cleanly. Still learning to play the position. And they're getting the look they want out of the 5 wide here, with the tackle here lined up here, and then your tight end is eligible at left tackle, and they're just going to try to get this. This is another version of Fight Song, essentially. But this turns into a easy quarterback. So if you're going to hit this, you have to hit it now, because this is going to be a downfield, ineligible downfield if you're not careful. But this is quarterback draw, and you get the mash on the outside that you want from the tackle that's lined up wide. Looks like his foot's loosening up a little bit here now that he's taken off the sleeve, but he's still just not as explosive as he was. Again, you can see right there, it's just not, he's not getting the same stride length when he pushes off that left side that he is when he pushes off the right side. You got to be careful that doesn't end up producing some sort of groin injury or whatever. You got to be really careful to monitor that as he moves forward. It's easy for those things to compound. And here you get the jump pass. That's just cheap, but you gotta love it when Gus gets into his bag with this sort of thing. Works here, doesn't work in the second, and it doesn't work late when they get a little too cute again. I mean, that was, this is 2nd and 4. It's fine to do it there. I'd prefer to do it there than for 4th and 1, but so stutter go here. And look, that's good coverage. It's better throw, elite receiver. Plenty of time. Same thing. And this is actually, Castellanos is right. This should turn out and be a back shoulder, because he doesn't get over the top. That should be a back shoulder read right now. So he should be sitting down right about here. And that's where the ball ends up. So that's on the receiver. Got to read that better. They're giving this, they gave a lot of looks at this reverse again that they've shown. And this is one where they're trying to take advantage of it on the front side, just forcing the defense to play it. Virginia doesn't bite it. It's good play by the defense. Good job by the back not getting a loss. So this is a receiver screen coming across here. He needs to be actually a little bit closer to this line. He's a little bit too far upfield. Needs to come straight down the line. He cannot take that extra step forward. And then you're blocking here, and you're trying to get, again, a guy with speed and space. Turn it upfield. They gave him the benefit of the doubt, but that was close to a pass interference. So Get it out to Danzy. And if he's able to turn this up without coming out so much, if he's able to turn this up quickly, I think that becomes it. Without the gather, that might be a first down, but he's still learning. So this is your first 4th and 2. And they're just trying to make this easy. They don't want to have to run on the inside and turn it into a manhood contest if they can trick you. And that makes that easy. So what they want you to fear is the reverse here and then the pass threat. You got him capped. He's looking back here, and then the quarterback's it's too easy. It's what you wanted. You got exactly what you wanted if you're Malzahn. And, for all the deserved frustration that he should get for the next one, that's where you get good Gus, and you get the benefits of the way that he tends to call those situations. Nice play there. And here Virginia's winning on the inside on this one. They just overload this. And ultimately, it's the extra guy on the edge that comes and gets him. It's not the offensive line. And this, I understand, because, you just had a 3rd and 2, right? So you got a 3rd and 2, and you barely got back to the 4th and 1. But I do think you've been able to kind of collapse this most of the way. And I think ultimately you're better off just handing this ball off and letting the back, even here, they're pass blocking, and even here, just let the back find that space and handle that. And the thing is, with Tommy not being quite as athletic as he normally is here, he just doesn't have... You can see he wants to take off here and make the move and make this into a sprint, but he cannot push off this foot. Everything is pushed off the right, and so he ends up stuck. He can't run away from the edge the way that he has been all season. So now he's trying to make a throw he can't make. And if he is going to get this out, this should go out right now here. He needs to make space for it and get it out there, not here. And he just doesn't have the arm strength to make that throw off the back feet. The same thing that happens on the last play, where he just doesn't have the arm strength to make the throw that he's trying to make off the back foot and shorts it. Does the same thing on the last play of the game. So here you have the advantage of a quarterback who, even if he is hobbled a little bit, can really move. So you got 4 verts. Capped it, read it. This should... I'd like to see this bend a little bit and sit that down. I think that's what he's expecting. Sit that down, you're capped. Sit it down in here. But ultimately, you just have all day to throw because your offensive line is really good, and he puts that out there. I'd like to see him not float that ball. Better defense, and that doesn't get completed, but stick it in there. He's got an eternity to throw here. Could have eaten a sandwich. They're getting what they want offensively at this stage of the game. So now you've got the quarterback counter read. Nobody on the outside, so this turns into a nice toss. Really good blocking on the outside. Give the H-back and the receiver credit. Should have been a give. You got the... Well, no, that's right. He's right. Just really good by the edge. I don't know what he's doing here, and he's got to understand the limitations of his arm when he's off the back foot, because this very nearly wound up falling into interceptable range. I mean, that hits the crossbar, which is out of bounds, by the way. If it's caught off the deflection off the crossbar, that's out of bounds. So here we're seeing the same problems that show up late in the second overtime. They honestly should have at this stage. It's 3rd and 11. Prior play, they shouldn't have run a drop back. Here they shouldn't be running a drop back. They should have stuck with what they're doing. And they do get bailed out next play, but this is 4th and 11. And this is, I mean, this is as good a catch as you're going to get. You notice this ball is out, and his head is still not around. And then he finds it, locates it, and makes the catch. This is, I don't like how they called this whole sequence down the stretch, but that is as good a catch as you're going to ask for, being mugged at the time too. So first overtime. So they're trying to double up to that backer here. They're trying to combo this with the work, up to here. And the edge just does a good job of getting in there. Boy, if they're able to get that just a little tighter right here, this hits so well. But they're getting what they want for the most part. So get your jet, same concept that they've been running the whole time. This is, again, split zone type concept with the jet, and he just takes that all the way back. And this scores if he hits this. This is, again, a situation where he's just got to understand he's got to put that ball out more. I mean, the only thing you can't do is put this in the dirt. If you make him go up a little bit for it, it's fine. But this 100% scores. If he catches this football, there's nobody out here with a chance. I mean, you got so much out here. Catch this, and this score, this walks in. And then you probably win the football game. But that's just he's being too finesse, just kind of too cute. Just get that ball out there, make the routine throw. Don't throw it on the bounce or jumping up there. Got to get your balance just a little bit more towards the target and get that out with comfort. But man, and the back has to, I mean, that's still barely catchable, but the back has to get that to the outside. I've not been really pleased with what they're getting out of the screen game on this short stuff, partly because it takes so long for Tommy to get it out there. And the accuracy is only a little bit. Now this, you got to catch this. Ball's a little off, but, well, let's see. Yeah, that's just a bad throw. And I don't like that it's 3rd down here. I think they need to be looking at this as a run option. I was wrong because they stutter go this and they get exactly what they want. That's a great throw. that should be an automatic catch, and he bobbles it. And I think on examination, I think that's probably the right call. I think the overturn is right, but boy, is it close. And so now you get the false start from the back. Cannot have that happen. And now it makes it very difficult because they can bring the house and it changes what you're able to do. I think they initially wanted this to be a little sprint, trying to get outside here, but they do a good job of getting their edge to the outside. I think they're just wanting this to be like a dash type thing. And I mean, the thing is, if the pressure's not getting there, they actually do have stuff coming wide open. And this is actually open. But because the pressure forces him to throw it earlier than he wants to. And what they did is they gamed this. These two are on the line of scrimmage to force the protection to this side. And then they actually bring the extra players from here and here so that they essentially have a guy blocking nobody over here. And you end up with one free rusher over here. So the free rusher here is who really pushes this, because he could potentially step up here if you don't have the free rusher. And that's what changes the trajectory of the throw. And then you wind up with that. And not great. And that's ball game. And that's a dangerous situation. You do not want that to happen that early. Well, my takeaway on some of this stuff is, pretty straightforward. You just got to be able to win those situations, win key situations. I think they got a little too cute down the stretch, and, they just didn't start well enough either. A couple bad breaks early, and that was enough. I mean, pretty straightforward. I thought the offense in general played well enough to probably score 50 points. They just didn't. A couple key turnovers, a couple bad breaks early, and that was it. So it's a clinic on how to lose a game on the road where you're the better football team. And flip side here, watching this makes me a little bit more comfortable with the idea that they could still beat Miami of Florida, though I think Miami is probably rightly a favorite. But that's going to be a very, very good game, very close game. I don't think there's any reason to think that this team can't beat that Miami of Florida team. But there's a whole lot that they're going to have to execute on better, especially early in the football game. They cannot make some of the same mistakes that they made in this one. And we'll see if Castellanos feels a little better on that foot than he did in this one, which I think was a definite factor. So we'll go ahead and wrap there. This has been the Unconquered Film Session. I'm Jason Staples. Thanks for listening.